Hi, Assalamualaikum and good morning to all lecturers and all friends. We are from Group 5. Today we will present about pre-contract management and our project is about streets and wharf regeneration. This slide is prepared by all the members and each member have done their own part in work distribution.
Morning everyone, this is my part and introduction. Procurement is an activity and a project delivery system which carries an intention to acquire a construction project. There have four main routes that are usually used in procurement, which is traditional most, design and build, construction management and public-private partnership. We need to consider a few concerns before we choose the best procurement most regarding to our project, street, and wharf regeneration. To finish project on time, the policies, resource, structure of organization, and provide contractual arrangement by client. Quality and building and the cost of the project. Next one.
Hi, I'm Shira. Now I will present about the background of the project. Our project is to renovate the existing building to create more function, to align the economic growth. This project is about commercial development and for tourism activity. This project is about to build restaurant traditional Penang food development at Church Street, Pure Whale Kueh, that below UNESCO World Heritage Site. Next, about our project specification, our location of the proposed site is Church Street, Pure Whale Kueh, Penang. The size area of the proposed site is around 1,000 meters square. The type of the building is restaurant traditional Penang food that consists 12 restaurants. And the restaurant concept be Old Style Malaysia Kopitiam concept that serves traditional food. And the gross development cost is around 600,000. Then about the timeline, it is take 193 days to be fully done around 6 months and a half.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amirul Azri Afifi. I will present about procurement method in construction, that is traditional method, design and build, construction management and public-private partnership. This is procurement selection criteria which include this time. Not the faster of method have all information at the tender stage, cost, content in cost before commitment to bid, clear accountability and cost monitoring at all stage, flexibility, client control design and variation to a late extent, responsibility, can be clear-cut division of design and construction, completion possible where there is some design input from the contractor or specialist, subcontractor and supplier. Complexity, basically straightforward but complication can arise if client require that certain subcontractor are used. Quality, comprehensive design set out quality standard, contractor is who responsible for achieving quality on site. Risk, generally fair and balance between the party. Price, competitive tender are possible, negotiated tender reduce competitive element. Next, justification on the selected procurement method, that is traditional method. Client control over the design process. Procurement traditional method is suitable for small and medium-sized project. Reliance on competitive tendering to appoint the contractor requesting the lower price to construct the complete design, but through negotiation is possible. The need for the design to be less complete before appointing the contractor. Traditional method will provide fixed and firm price to customer for construction costs. The advantage of traditional method. Traditional method will be easier to use than other procurement method. Reduce estimating risk and therefore reduce cost to employer. The employer can control and determine at each stage of the design. Construction cost has curtailed because design work have been completed and approved before the contract are chosen. Result in high quality work since the client have close control over the project. Produce high quality and of product because every time is under client control.
Good day to everyone. I am Xiao Cheng. Next is the tendering in construction. The tendering process determines who will undertake the construction works and the process by which a fair price and best value for undertaking the works is obtained. So the objective of the tendering is obtain a fair price and a best value for undertaking construction works and select a suitable contractor by meet the required project scope, time, cost, and quality. And this is the types of tender in construction. First is open tender, then selective tender, negotiated tender, and serial tender.
Next, the tender selection criteria is selective tender. The time criteria of our project is not take long duration that could save time. Less contractor involved mean less time spent on evaluating tender document. For the cost criteria, selective tendering is less tender documentation. So it includes full paperwork and set payment, less costs used to evaluate all the bids. And about the quality criteria, it needs efficient and effective skill, and then it will allow quick and easier pre-qualified contractor to apply. Next, about the criteria of contractor, even though to conduct the small scale of project construction, considerable amount of quality is important to make sure the efficiency of the project team intend to start construction. It should qualify for the CIDP permit when pick the contractor. The contractor should have the resume and associate job skill of the staff. Next, about justification of tender chosen. The key consideration of choosing the selective tender for our project is because our project is not high cost construction. Because this project proposed to renovate the existing building, so low documentation cost, which is an extra bonus to save costs. Regarding to our shorter project timelines, this selective tendering time is also applicable. And then, it's provide higher than average quality. Next, its contractor are reputable, which make this method generally low risk. It's require a considerable amount of quality to avoid any failure of component occur.
Thanks to Shira. Now, I want to present about the construction contract. Construction contract is an agreement between two parties, namely client and contractor, to build and carry out the project. The client has the right to determine and set the agreement with the contractor that to be constructed. Construction contract is important document because it contains risks, duties, legal rights, and important information between the owner and the contractor. There are several sections in the agreement, namely work to be done, construction date will be carried out, and so on. There are several things in construction contract to be able the construction project will get carried out perfectly without any problem, like general and special condition and agreement and so on. Next, for the type of construction contract divided into four, namely lump sum contract, unit price contract, cost plus contract, and target cost contract. For the lump sum contract is the most basic type of contract and also known as fixed price contract. Lump sum contract outline a fixed price for all work carried out. For the unit price contract is this contract to emphasize the type of tasks and materials that have been divided. Next, the cost plus contract is to pay for all the needs and responsibilities during the project, such as material costs, project expenditure, manpower, and so on. Lastly, the target cost contract is for some contract only, whereby the contract is repaid at real cost. Next, I will pass to Amirul.
Assalamualaikum, greetings. I am Muhammad Amirul and I will continue for the criteria on selecting type of contract. There are four criteria as shown. The first one is whether the project has the certain amount of work or not. As we know, the proposed project is to renovate a part of the place to be a restaurant. They conducted a study for the feasibility managed to plan out the project with the design and cost estimation. So, the project have a certain scope of work. Second criteria, client as the owner of the project will hold the role as a party assuming the risk of unexpected cost increase. They will observe the budget so it will not unreasonably exceeding. Thirdly, responsibility to the importance of meeting the schedule milestone dates will be placed on the contractor. They need to complete a certain work in a specific time so it may reach to the milestone agreed to finish the project. And lastly, the party who need to predict the project cost is the client, as they have done the cost estimation in the feasibility study before. So for the justification of selecting lump sum contract, the proposed restaurant has a certain scope of work. The risk allocate more to the contractor. In return, they may gain profitable. The contractor has the certain amount of expected to get. So from this also, the project could get it done in a short time. And as for client, they benefits from the steady payment as because the simpler financing management. The lump sum contract was chosen as it may fit to our project's planning. It is important to point out both advantage and disadvantage to identify the solution and avoiding the risk during the project costs. The advantage to the contractor is incentive for finish early, but the disadvantage is the high risk that they will face because the contractor have to manage their own budget, so they will not lose more during project costs. They have to ensure the work done efficiently to maximize the profit. Advantage and disadvantage to the owner. Advantageously, the owner has no risk as the total cost is defined at the early stage. Disadvantage, the contractor's desire to decrease the cost may to be detriment of quality. So the client should observe and monitor the work done by the contractor and point out any specification deviate than agreed on the contract. And as for flexibility of design changing, the project will have a limited flexibility as the planning has been finalized early.
Thank you, Amirul. Next is the standard forms of contract. Standard form of contract is important when procuring for a project because it is the foundation of exchanging the promises between the parties, and the reason for the form of contract is used to achieve mutual understanding between the parties involved and reduce the misunderstandings. This is the categories of standard forms of contract utilized in Malaysia. They have two categories, which are public sector contracts and private sector contracts. Next is the justification of standard form of contract of our project. We consider between PWD 203A with quantities and PWD 203 without quantities is because our partnership is Penang State Government, so we would like to choose in between public sector contract. So after the selection criteria, we would like to choose PWD 203 without quantities. It is because our skill project is small and the duration of project only 6 months and a half. And the procurement method is traditional procurement method. The type of contract is lump sum contract, which also suitable for a small duration project. So overall, we would like to choose PWD 203 without quantities, drawing and specification standard form of contract for our project. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to Xiang Dong. Thank you.
Well, this is a conclusion. Project Street and Wharf Regeneration Development at the proposed site meets the best selection of types of procurement, tender and contractor form. The management of construction from start to completion of project will be smoothly and have better planning in future. The efficient of per contractor management leads to success of our project cost, time, and quality. The effective per construction management leads to selection of effective procurement, tendering, and contractual arrangement. The scope of works and the responsibilities of the actors that involved in project in projects will be clear. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Finally, we refer to various types of reference source including from website, article and journal to be used as material in our presentation. This reference source can help us to obtain information.